What's up? Welcome, guys. I hope you all have recovered from the fact that Losira just made 40 minutes, it seemed like, of Lings and Banelings. Um, just a weird game there. And as we jump into Entombed Valley Wolf, do you think he's going to do it again?
Well, if it's Losira, he just very well might. We'll see.
All right. Well, as you can see, Losira is going to be spawning up here in the top left as the blue Zerg. Down here in the bottom left will be Complexity's very own Ganji. And that was a weird game, man. I feel like if he... What would be the unit for him there that would solidify those army fights that he won as kind of a push falling up? Would it be Broodlords? Would it be a quick tech to Broodlords?
Well, he definitely needed infestors, I feel like.
Yeah, okay.
Mixing some infestors in would have helped him hold his bases a little bit better. Against the pushers would have made it much more cost efficient when he attacked with his Banelings, because Ganji's splitting was just so good. And his upgrades were better than Losira's as well. So infestors would have kind of helped him solidify that, and without an infestation pit, you can't even get a hive. I mean, with...
Yeah. Well, we've got two racks started here. I believe that was was it 11 and 13 or was it 12 and 13?
I think it was 12 and 13, but either way, this is just going to be a 2 racks opening. This is something I talked about just earlier about Bomber doing this. This is not a proxy 2 racks, it's just a 2 racks opening where you put a little bit of pressure on your opponent, then you follow up with an expand.
Nice thing is Lady Luck is on the Ganji side right now as the drone went all the way cross map before coming down here to the bottom left, and he will now pop up the ramp and see that one of those racks is now finished. Both of them actually finishing here in time, and Marine's now popping out as well.
Yep, and he's going to want to be very careful as natural now against any possible bunkering, which Ganji probably will not really commit to. He's just going to go ahead and expand. But the threat is there, so he has to be careful. And I'm a little bit surprised. Okay, yeah, he's pulling 3 drones now just to be safe.
Oh, my brain, Ganji. I guess the player believes it to be cross spawns only, but as he pops up here, oh man, this is like one of those epic fail moments right there, man. Poor Ganji. He didn't really know, so it's not his fault, but that sucks, man.
Well, that's something that Losira will never know, at least.
That is true. That is true. So here's the bunker now going down. Ganji putting his Marines in the correct position, but I think there's just too many Lings out on the map right now. It's way too late. He does have pretty good control, though. And he will have to make Losira pay for this. Yeah.
Well, he's not going to really get away. I mean, he's not really accomplishing much here. He's going to have to cancel the bunker or salvage it, I guess. I think he probably should cancel it, but he's going to salvage it. I guess that's fine.
Yeah. Man. Huh, that was very...
What a shaky opening.
Yeah. It wasn't hard to watch because, like, Ganji didn't know any better. It was painful because if it was actually in the correct position, that would have done so much more damage.
Yeah, or at least it would have. If he did no damage, he would have walked home okay. But in this case, he did no damage and lost the majority of his Marines and delayed his command center.
Exactly.
Everything went wrong.
Well, anyways, a lot of Lings out now for Losira. So if there's anything that Ganji did do, it was force those larvae to become Lings. Only 15 drones, but now
no bunker.
This might just be too many Lings for Ganji to deal with. But he gets the perfect position in between those minerals. And will he be able to take these Lings out? Looks like he barely has enough, and he will be able to do so. Great control coming out of the Complexity player.
Yeah, actually really nice. I expected him to lose a lot more. He didn't even lose a second on his command center production time, playing ring around the command center there with those Zerglings.
Yeah, very interesting opening here. He's got to send these Lings now into the main just to scout out to see if he has taken his gas. Will, in fact, see that. Try to focus down the mule and will not get it. He does deny mining for a handful of seconds, though. Meanwhile, back at home, we still do not see any gas just yet from Losira. His queen count only at 2, adding in 2 more. We'll see if he actually decides to tech here or if we're just going to see a repeat of game 2.
Yeah, I think, well, let's see. At this point, he's adding some additional queens in, going up to the 4. And he has not touched the rocks yet, but he's just trying to make as many drones as possible after making that many lings, like you said. Lost a lot of larvae there, so he's got to drone up as heavily as he can. 4 gases now, and ooh, double factory for Ganzi.
Now, are we going to just see a huge amount of Hellions? Is that what you expect here? Or is there some style of mech play, or a lot of tank play that Terrans are doing now?
We could see a good amount of Hellions. I don't think we're going to see double reactor Hellions. I think rather we'll see 1 Tech Lab, 1 reactor with Blue Flame. A lot of Terrans these days have been going Hellion Marine purely with Blue Flame, and and eventually switching into tanks as well, but just adding Hellions as part of the composition. This is one way to do it. This pressure that Ganzi tried to put on his opponent is really smart because he knew his opponent would be trying to make drones only at this point. If he made lings, then he would have been in trouble, but he just knew that was not the case. He forced a spine crawler and scared him a little bit, and also saw his queen count.
We also see a lair coming down, no 3rd base just yet for Losira, which is somewhat not questionable, but it definitely raises questions as we see the Baneling nest go down. You think he'll go for some 2-base play here, or should he be dropping an expansion here pretty soon?
I think he'll be dropping an expansion pretty soon. At least a macro hatchery is going to be required for him to really keep up with production of the Terran player. Ganzi having a 3rd command center already on the way. Stim is coming out, or rather actually going combat shields first, interestingly enough. I think that's a smart choice with the Hellion support because it makes his Marines able to stay alive just a little bit longer while the Hellions are maneuvering around trying to get the best damage in as possible. With the Blue Flame coming out, he may potentially, once it's done, just start adding additional barracks so he can really keep up with Marine production. He is going to want medevacs with this as well. We have seen in Korea a cell that was trying to develop where people were doing this without medevacs, but it ended up failing for the most part. Turns out medevacs are really necessary if you want to have Marines in any matchup.
Some more Marines now in the middle of the map, going to do their best to take out these queens. 1 falls, of course, that was the one earlier that took a lot of damage. The second one should fall here in due time. So much creep, though, already out for Losira. He should be able to get us around here. Even without Baneling speed, he's charging up the ramp. The Baneling's a little bit further off, but here he goes. Can Ganzi control correctly? And it looks like he did an okay job there. Some Lings rushing in to clean up those Marines, but now with the Blue Flame Hellions, should be able to force those off. But that 1 spine crawler might be the biggest deterrent for this, and Ganji's now going to go over to the 3rd.
Yeah, he's going to have to attack that 3rd base location now. He's moving his command center over at the same time, doing some great multitasking here as this base will have to be canceled. There's no way for him to keep it alive. The Overlords, in fact, he's going to lose 2 of them potentially as well. This is actually looking really good for Ganzi. Losira kind of in a pickle as he kind of tries to figure out what he wants to do. He's sending some Zerlings around to the south. Does cancel that hatchery on time. Sending some Zerlings around to the south. Will he be able to do damage here at the wall off? No, I don't believe so. But he is about to have Baneling speed, so if he waits and then goes in, he could do a lot of damage. As is, though, with that many Hellions, no.
Yeah. It's very rare, at least in my occurrence, to see Baneling speed finish before... or no, has he even... Yeah, he does have Baneling speed before Ling speed, so pretty interesting there. But now these Blue Flame Hellions looks like they can't really do much. Doesn't want to waste scans to take out these creep tumors, and for now, Ganji's going to basically try to clean up the map. Won't really do too much aggressive play with this because he simply cannot afford to lose these Hellions.
Yeah, these Hellions are basically the backbone of his army right now. He's going to take out a queen, and while he's attacking these queens, he's damaging tumors. A big surround almost happened there. Well, and he gets it, in fact.
Yeah, he gets a pretty good surround there. Ganzi, though, still able to get out. The Baneling's doing an okay amount of damage, but now Losira is setting up to somewhat maybe do a counterattack with these Lings. Looks like he just wants to dart into the 3rd to see what's up. Aspire has been started. It was started last game. We'll see if he makes use of it back home. The 3rd base being denied. Wolf, I'm starting to get a little bit scared that we might see last game all over again here on Entombed Valley.
Yeah, we might. I mean, it's really tempting to keep doing these Ling run-bys when your opponent doesn't have bunkers or a wall set up. The Zerling actually killed the rocks. Is he going to repair that? Okay, that was getting a little bit stressful.
And, okay, here comes, I guess this has, okay, the SCV should repair this. Getting very, very stressful. Yeah, there it goes. But here's once again.
And he's landed right now.
Yeah. We also got 13 mutas out, or at least coming out. So those lings get cleaned up very, very quickly. And the orbital command was not even touched by those lings. So basically a lost cause with that attack. But these 15 mutas coming out might have something to say to that orbital command here in due time.
Yeah, they definitely will. The orbital command actually is still being repaired by one SCV. And the base of Losira at the north is not being mined from. In fact, he has not touched a patch. It's been done for a really long time, not using it. He's making another hatchery even, but he's got to get his priorities straight here for a minute, because he's not going to mine from either of those. It could be bad.
There's a drop from Ganzi, and it is getting cleaned up without even Marines hitting the floor. Yeah. So many mutas. He just saw, I think, a total of 15 out on the map, +1 flyer attacks as well. And this expansion is kind of cut off. There's also a huge amount of racks here, and he is not going to be able to get any entrance in there. Might even take some damage here coming on the side, but with that, he's going to be able to dart into the main, maybe take out some of these engineering bays. Well,
he forced the stim. That was pretty useful, but yeah, you're right. He's not really going to be able to get in here. He's going to kill some STBs building turrets. Will force 2 turrets. Well, 1 turret's actually killed. He may cancel the second one. He wants to finish it really badly. And he's just doing as much damage as he can to the refineries. Nice control by Losira here.
Ganzi actually stopped repairing that orbital command only at 700 HP right now. There's also a Zergling burrowed, which cannot see the HP of that. Another drop up here at the north. Overlord basically having a meeting up here. We'll be able to scout that at the dead center. But the Mutalisks are not there. There are some that just popped, but it looks like they're already being rallied down. Ganzi sees those Overlord, falls back. Mutas are now darting once again into the natural. They're going to be able to take out one of these reactors, but have to fall back after that.
Yeah, he's not able to do too much with these right now, but it's very annoying to deal with them in general. He's having to use so many stims. The medevac count right now is at 7, so it's not going to be too big of a deal, but it's so frustrating. It's something that's really distracting him. And the Mutalisk count staying at 18, he's not really getting any more than this. He's always going to be able to use them to pick off siege tanks. Does not have +1 just yet for the Mutas. It's about to finish. The Marine production for Ganzi is out of control, though, and he is about to hit 80.
You see Ganzi actually pushing up. This is kind of resemblance of a push on Typhon Peak here, using the side area of Entombed Valley. He's going to siege up on the low ground, drop things up into the high ground, and try to deny this natural. But it looks like Losira just has too much, and he takes out 1 medevac full of Marines. But he's losing a lot of these Marines, or a lot of these mutas here. And that was about 10 mutas lost that should not have been.
That was about the saddest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, here we go. Losira actually going to attack down into this choke point, but he's got so many banelings that he will clean everything up. The second wave, though, is on its way, and the drop does continue in the natural.
And that gets cleaned up. The banelings doing a... Wow, actually taking out all the Marines next to that Thor. Still 3 medevacs up in the air, though, but I guess when you lose that many mutas, if you've got the banelings to back it up, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Oh my god, I think I just saw 9 mules get called down at the south base at the 6 o'clock position. That is what I saw. It's a ton of mules, and if he actually sends these lings over here and makes them run away, that means that all those mules fall down.
The banelings are going in.
Yeah, here they come.
Oh, wow. Well, that's one way to kill a Terran's economy. Just waste all of his energy there by taking out the mules, and might even get the orbital here if Ganzi does not... Okay, he does react quick enough. Look at the creep spread here. Just absolutely insane right now. This is why Terrans... Yeah, Ganzi actually just saying good game. That is one of the reasons why Terrans have such a difficult match ahead of them in that matchup. What did you think of Game 2 there? It was very, very action-packed in the last final minutes.
You know, I was really watching Ganji's push, and I was like, wow, cost-efficient, really good. Right. He's down on harvesters. His opponent has a 4th base he's mining from for a long time. Ganji's got the 4th going up. I'm thinking Ganji's in a great spot. But then a few times he just let banelings kill all of his Marines. And then he kind of lost his power. And he never dealt with the creep. So that meant his opponent was fast all the time. He even had creep down the left side where Ganzi was attacking from, and he just couldn't deal with the speed of all those units, the heavy amount of Zerglings. That was the end of him.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Losira's up 2-1 now over Ganzi. We'll be heading into the next map, Tall Dream Altar, right after this break. We hope to see you guys then.